Hey, Nathan here, helping you become a better jungler. I have a review request for you today. This is from a master tier player over on the North American server. So let's have a look at his requested review game here. So he is playing Lee Sin in this game, goes 6-6-11, does lose the game, and he wants to know, I felt like this game was so free. Is there anything more I could have done early game to make our scaling comp more successful? Can you explain where I trolled macro around the Baron as well? And specific moments to focus on is just great Dragon Control. This is pretty broad, but we'll need to jump into the specifics about Dragon Control. Like, there is obviously the fundamentals of trying to push waves, control river with control wards, but really need to look at the specifics for that. So let's jump into the game here. So let's take a look at Lee Sin's runes. So you have two options for Lee Sin, either Conqueror, which is really, really standard, and in some situations you want to go Electrocute. This is an Electrocute game. There's actually a really interesting build, rune build from Korean junglers. I think I saw it from Canyon, and he goes against especially these comps that are like really, really squishy, and you're not going to be hitting them much, auto attacking them much, and they have a lot of burst. He goes bone in the Guardian tree, in the second tree, bone plating and revitalize, which I think is really, really good for especially comps like this. Because if you think about it, right, so this is the Conqueror versus Electrocute conversation. How often are you going to be like melee, like auto attacking? Like, these fights aren't going to be very long at all. You got a Kha'Zix who's just looking to assassinate, LeBlanc who's just in out burst, Lucian who can kite you, and Bard who's going to be kiting you as much as possible. Well, the only maybe reason you went Conqueror is you want to camp top lane here, because this would be, let's say, maybe extended fights, but again, and actually I'm going to go into the matchups in a second here, you don't want to be doing that. So I'll put a link to the build path that I recommend, the rune build for this game that I recommend. Again, coming from Korean Challenger, and I think it was from Canyon, the LCK jungler. So let's jump into the game here. Alright, so matchup analysis of this game. So we have a Jason to Pantheon match up top. Jace lane's always like really iffy to gank. Like, yes, Jace is really good if you can get him like really far ahead in the early game, and he's just absolutely unstoppable. But versus like a Pantheon here, like thinking, like visualizing how the gank is going to work, like really need to land your E. Like, let's say Jace like uses all his burst, Pantheon blocks it all with his shield ability. Like, it's really difficult actually to gank a Pantheon, especially with the Jace. So I actually wouldn't be looking at top much unless the gank's like really perfect. You have red buff. This matchup into Kha'Zix, you need to absolutely out pressure Kha'Zix early game. This is a really, really bad matchup for Kha'Zix in the early. You basically going to control the game. That's what you want to do early game. Victor into LeBlanc, pretty situational. You would want to look into what's happening in the lane here. LeBlanc really needs to commit with her W before you can actually. I mean, LeBlanc's a very slippery champion, but at least in the beauty about it is you have lots of ways to catch up to her slipperiness instead. Your ward jump, your Q, and this is where I want to be going. So in the early game, you're thinking about matchups as well. So you always look at your support matchup. So this is going to push early game 100%. So this is really, really gankable. And because of this, I want you to start topside this game. So let's have a look at where you look to start. So we're just defending blue here. Alright, so again, you're looking to start red. So again, visualizing, this is the way I like, you want to visualize how the gank is going to play out. What CC abilities you can use on your team, right? So you have Veigar and Leona into, like, you got Cage, you got two CC abilities. There's so much tools here for you to kill bot lane, especially the fact that in the early game, they're going to push because they have the range support. Leona has to, like, they have to forfeit, and Lucian just, especially with like a Doran's Blade, he's going to be able to push waves much faster than Veigar. So this is such a free early gank, and this is a lane that you can just absolutely snowball with. Like Veigar, like Mage Pick's always interesting bot lane, but they are stronger in terms of like skirmishing potential in the early game because they have abilities versus an ADC, which really needs items to start doing damage. So let's see how this game plays out here. Start red. They do invade, however, with not the jungler. So now Lee Sin, so the Kha'Zix knows where you start, so he already has an advantage on you in terms of information, but You now know that he started red 100% because Pantheon came late to lane, and also the bot lane obviously went for an invade there. Alright, so this is standard level 3 path for Lee Sin here. Get in blue into Gromp. This is really new with the preseason patch change. Alright, so bot's pretty overextended here. This is definitely very gankable right now. I don't think Pantheon's actually warded at all. So yeah, he's actually warded that just a while ago. So if you're looking at that lane, you'd be able to tell if he went into the bush to ward at all. So this is definitely not warded. Alright, so you do go onto the gank here. Okay, so he jukes your ward jump. Jukes your ward jump. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like this is again what I'm talking about. Pantheon's very strong in the early stages. Like I guess if you hit that E, it's very situational. If you hit the E, and he didn't juke the ward jump, it could have been cleaner. But again, think about how the gank works. Like you have to wait so long for you to start damaging him because he's obviously got that shield ability. Alright, so now your Pantheon, sorry, your Jace is now like far behind in this lane. He's going to soak up this wave, but he's going to have to burn TP. So again, I'll be thinking right now, it's like, alright, this lane's like just not looking that good for Jace right now, you know, like partly because, I mean, you forced that gank, and again, this is why I just wouldn't have gone top at all, because, you know, stuff like that can happen, and again, it's all like in hindsight, but I mean, look at bot right now. I mean, imagine if you did your 3 buff, blue, Gromp, Wolves, then went to your red into gank. Like, this is 2 like free kills at minimum, burning all their summons. So this is just like game plan, early game plan, thinking about utilizing what abilities can you utilize on your champions, what lanes do you want to be going to pressure in. Alright, so bot's still really pushed up, but we're just getting the farm creeps here. So I think they've actually lane swapped here. So LeBlanc has decided to go top, and Pantheon's now mid, which is pretty interesting. Looking to go bot side here. Basically need to give up Rift Scuttler. They've both got mid and bot push, so there's no way you can contest that, and Kha'Zix walk there. Alright, so Pantheon going top here. Alright, looking to gank bot. Okay, so this is again what you should be doing, but Leona is not here, unfortunately. Just needs to back off, and Kha'Zix is obviously here, so yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. Work in a million years. Alright, so you see Kha'Zix walk out, look to get Krugged. Alright, so you know Kha'Zix is topside now, you're matching him topside. Alright, this is really good. Victor gets a kill on LeBlanc. So Victor is also a lane right here that's doing really well right now. This is a lane where I'll be looking at. Again, I would literally be ignoring top right now. Pantheon, Jace has died twice. You're going to have to just concede top. Like, this lane is absolutely over. You're just going to get 1v2'd by Pantheon, and just the counter gank risk is just so high top. Alright, so you're clearing top side now, being efficient. So bot's going to start pushing now. This is where you want to be looking at the wave. There's a lot more minions than you have here, and the wave's always going to get here and start pushing before your wave comes. So this is really good positioning for you here. You can potentially start to look for a dragon off this bot gank. Alright, miss your Q on the Krugs there, tiny error. Alright, so as you can see here, bot is absolutely hard pushing. Okay, actually another thing I noticed here is you've got Red Smite this game. Red Smite is only for like when you're going Conqueror, when you're versing a bunch of melee champions, because you just need to just one-shot these champions. This is again the mindset with Electrocute. Like I sort of can understand you have Conqueror, let's go Skirmisher Saber, But Stalker's Blade is just so much the blue smite for that extra damage kicker, and just using that tiny slow to like close distance, especially on champs like Bard and like Lucian, like that can really make the difference. Alright, so really good gank there. Again, just exploiting the wave pushed in. Alright, so now you can question, like, you know, can you do Dragon right now? Like, I would literally just look into base, go straight topside. Like, there is potential for a counter gank here. At least Kha'Zix might be looking to dive this. This maybe help get Jace back in the game, but there's no way you're going to be able to get Dragon here, especially since bot and mid has priority. You don't know where Kha'Zix is. Like, just concede this. Like, they might do it, they might not, but there's nothing you can do here. Your lanes can't help you. So you do check it. You are looking to base, but you are looking to help mid. Right, and you're actually seen here. And you have to burn ult. So yeah, definitely not ideal. Like, you always want to be in the mindset as well as resetting your position on the map with base in. So yes, you were bot, and they saw you bot, and they might presume that you're still going to hang around bot, but what's best is just to base reset on the map, constantly make the jungler like, where is he? Where is he? Is he still bot side? You know, and going top here is going to be so much more efficient because you can clear, you know, Rift Scuttle your top side camps. You can even, if he wants to get Dragon, you remember, you know that Kha'Zix started red side, so if he's going to do drag here, you can trade his red and top side jungle as well for that. And then again, then you can maybe go bot side after that. Alright, so this is awesome move, getting Rift Herald because Kha'Zix is on Dragon there. Always look to trade objectives. So Pantheon has continually ditched this lane, looking to utilize his ult and stuff, so Jace is slowly getting turret plating on that tower. Get Rift Scuttler here. Alright, so again, this is the, after that, let's go back to that Rift Herald play here. So, as soon as you got Rift Herald, just go take his red. You know, like, you have Viktar that come help you. It's just like, you need to be like trading a lot more for that Dragon, I think. Like, you really need to punish. Kha'Zix without red is like significantly weaker. And just denying that is just really good. So, I mean, maybe you just thought it was a bit risky with Pantheon, you know, missing, but, I mean, you can get that really quick. You have Smite, you release in, you're really slippery, you can get in and out pretty simply. And again, Viktar is like pretty strong right now, and he could have helped you as well. Alright, so Jace dies. Again, you need to be backing off here straight away. You're a level 7 Lee Sin to a level 9 Pantheon with half health. There's just no way. You still have, how much gold are you on right now? You're on 1500 gold. Just go back to base, buy your warrior. So, this is, like, you don't want to be showing top at all here as well. That's the thing. Again, like, you want to be looking bot, like, looking to help mid here, you know? Like, mid's just dying now. Alright, so as you can tell, just, I mean, that gank was never going to work in a million years. What's worse about this, like, yes, you're catching the wave and you soak up an experience, but Kha'Zix has essentially gotten a free early game just by, you know, where you've been going on the map. You just keep going topside when this is, like, you need to ditch it. Your Jace is 0-3. You want to be helping your mid and, like, bot lane. Alright. So just clearing camps here. We want to be looking to base here, get warrior. Okay, so really big mistake. You're pathing again top. Like this, like look at where the wave is. You have no CC abilities to land on with Jace. Like you've got no items to kill this Pantheon. Like look how strong he is. He has a black cleaver. If anything, you're just gonna get 1v2 here. And look, Kha'Zix shows up perfect time. You're forced to burn your ult, and Jace dies. So again, I mean, you could assess that ages ago and see. Like, there's no hindsight in that. It's just like literally, just not gonna. It's the risk of that is just so high. So, like, whenever I'm versing a Kha'Zix, like, me being the Kha'Zix right now, I would be laughing, like, to the bank. Like, you've given Kha'Zix a completely free early game when you are meant to be really pressuring Kha'Zix, making sure he doesn't have any room to breathe. You haven't really counter-jungled him much at all, and he's 3-0, you got, like, 0-0-1, and you know, he's gotten like Fire Dragon and everything, so there's no point defending that tower there again. Just be going bot side, clear your jungle. Like, I mean, I would almost, like, I think that is like game over, you know, just what happened there. Like, you've, again, just from the fact that you've given Kha'Zix like the free early game. But let's quickly just see what happens for the rest of the next couple of minutes. Alright, so use Rift Bot. I really like this to pressure. Alright, look at all that CC. Like, so this is such a perfect example of what should have happened, like, from the start of the game. Like, you guys are like 3v4ing right now with Rift. Like, this is just showing like how strong like all these tools are. Like, you guys are literally 3v5ing. So Kha'Zix shows up. Like, yes, I mean, again, this is very late stage in the game now when Kha'Zix has like 4 kills. But this would have been so much cleaner in this game if you did that, like, you know, 6, 7, 8 minutes ago, or off your first clear. So, like, I mean, at this stage, like, I'd say that, I mean, you just die again, so you're going to have to give up a second dragon. So in terms of your question about dragon control, like, you couldn't control dragon this game. Like, you've just died there. You had to give it up before because you had no control of river, and your lanes weren't pushed. So yeah, like, this is where I'm going to end like the official review. I'm going to answer your question about the Baron macro play, because I'd say like at this point, like, it's very much like your early game could have been really improved. And I want you to think about having a game plan. Having a game plan, go into the game, utilizing your abilities, your team CC abilities. Like, I can go over into the rest of this game here, but I feel like that's what we need to focus on first to really start, you know, pushing high, like that high master, grandmaster level. So let's go into the Baron play now. Okay, so I've also, why I want to end the review here as well is because it's basically just back and forth solo queue. There's not much, like, really to take from it, I feel like. Like, it's really just the team throw in, you throw in, you know, back and forth. So, but there is a situation here where you guys get an inhibitor mid, and then you asked about the Baron macro. So you've got inhibitor mid here. Like, let's look at the map right here. So Viktor and Leona is in base. Yes, you guys are scared of them doing Baron, but thinking about, like, their Baron team, like, they have a pretty, like, they don't have the fastest Baron. They don't have a Cassiopeia. They don't have, like, a Kai'Sa or something to really DPS down this Baron. Like, their Baron is not that quick. So you can be patient here. Like, Pantheon even shows here, they only have 4 members doing Baron, maybe. You don't want to be walking into vision here at all. Like, the macro here is, you've got an inhibitor right now. Just wait for your minions to come up, push mid, make them react to it, then you walk in and get Baron control. Especially walking in here blind without Viktor and Leona. Like, you're meant to come in with your support. Like, if you're going to do this, let your Leona walk into here first. She's the tank. Alright, and again, like, right here, you're running in to no vision. You don't have anyone in your team right now. Like, I know you're trying to do the hero Lee Sin play, like kicks, but we don't have enough damage to, like, you're a 539 Lee Sin. Maybe if you had Sterix Gage, you could potentially do this, but you're just no way strong enough to be like 1v3 right now. I mean, look at right now, Kha'Zix is killing your Veigar. There's no follow-up here, and you just die and lose Baron and basically lose the game off this play. So I hope that answers your questions. Let me know in the comments below what you guys learned from this review. Again, I think this is a really good game to take away in terms of having a game plan from level 1 and adjusting your jungle path around that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.